took the stage. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Houston Rockets are 4.5-point favorites to beat the Lakers Tuesday night in Game 2 of their first-round playoff series, despite losing Game 1 and despite the uncertainty of Kevin Durant's availability. Durant sat out Game 1 with a sore knee. He's listed as a game-time decision for Game 2 at Crypto.com. With Durant not being completely healthy and Game 2 here in L.A., it's hard to understand what the odds makers in Vegas are thinking. These odds will certainly change a lot if the Lakers go up 2-0 in the best of 7. Lakers legend Michael Cooper was a guest on Out of Bounds Friday night here on KBLA with me and my co-host Neil Scarborough. Cooper is the new head men's basketball coach at Cal State LA. The NBA Hall of Famer said he would like to recruit more student athletes from urban high schools in the LA area, like Dorsey, Crenshaw, Fairfax, Hamilton, and others. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
When the story gets twisted, who's going to tell the truth? When they cut the microphones, who's still talking? When history gets rewritten, who remembers what really happened? We do. KBLA Talk 1580. Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, black voices, black power.
The heat is on
the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected, stay informed, stay loud.
Stand up!
21. Oh, life has just begun. Got a temper like a gun, pointing it at everyone. That's his game, and it helps him to get through the day. But a voice inside him says, how much longer can I play? He's got infinite possibilities, I can see them now. It's the unbroken chains of his past by which he's bound.
It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's back, she's back, she's back. We are blessed to start off our Monday morning with a health expert. She is a meditation instructor, a yoga teacher, an astrologer, numerologist. She's a life coach, a sound bath healer, and also many more things, including your friendly neighborhood yoga teacher. Saharah Ali is back, and it's time for Mindful Monday.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. It's wonderful to be back, and welcome to Mindful Mondays, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with our power, wisdom, truth, and faith. We are being blessed this week with the gift of Saturday's new moon in Aries and the sun moving into Taurus tomorrow, conjunct Uranus, marking a time of endings and new beginnings, asking us to find stillness, appreciating the gift of who we are, owning our worthiness, reframing our values, setting firm boundaries, and opening new pathways to build sustainable foundations, giving us an energetic push to release old patterns and stagnation, restructuring values and grounding intentions. It's time to be open and to expect changes framed by Uranus conjunct Taurus, yielding unique opportunities to create tangible and lasting changes aligned with innate wisdom, shifting our life course. We gain clarity by our willingness to heal and expand our consciousness and releasing worn-out beliefs, setting new intentions, aiding spiritual growth, and changing faith through meditation and prayer. The call to action is to take a journey into the world behind our eyes, softening our hearts, releasing our ego, to hear our soul's wisdom, embracing innate truth, releasing what no longer serves our highest good. So going forward, let's lean into our Mindful Monday meditation. Take a breath. Anchor your feet to the earth, connecting to the root of your purpose. Be right here, right now, connecting to the world behind your eyes, aligning your souls to the task of going inward. Just breathe. Allow yourself to relax. Be here and now in this moment, open to the wisdom from the Most High. Mindfully breathe as you allow yourself to connect to the divine wholeness within you. Give yourself permission to open your heart and mind. Center yourself with each breath, connecting to the inner truth within you. Relax, breathe, and let go. Be here and now, calming your mind as you slowly breathe, relaxing your whole body, and allowing yourself to let go and listen to the inner wisdom for divine guidance and wholeness. Breathe and be on purpose in this moment. Feel your heartbeat connecting to the light within you, trusting inner truth. Relax. Lean into the Most High's love for you as you breathe and listen for clarity with every breath you take with all of your being. Relax, calling on your angels and your ancestors as you surrender the past, surrendering fear, surrendering stagnation. Breathe, embracing the wisdom deep within your soul, honoring fulfillment of your heart, trusting divine guidance is available to you. Breathe and allow yourself to make space for miracles, to make space for blessings to come from seen and unseen places. Give yourself permission to relax and breathe, visualizing divine order unfolding in your life with grace. Relax and let go, holding the space to be bold, to be ready, to live your best life, honoring self-love and empowerment. Relax. Relax, promising yourself to be bold and on purpose right here, right now, making it safe to be seen, to be heard, to be celebrated, and to be empowered to be your authentic self. Surrender, release, let go, and breathe. Give yourself permission to love all of who you are without judgment. Slowly breathe, allowing yourself to find stillness and to listen with an open heart and to feel empowered with self-love. Relax and surrender. Surrender to this moment. Be right here, right now, believing all things are unfolding in your favor. Just breathe, quieting your mind. Quieting your mind to receive, to release, and let go. And as you honor this feeling of relaxation in this time and space right here, right now, give yourself permission to open your heart and your mind to embrace our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Relax and feel centered, connecting to your wholeness. Listen with your heart and your mind. Today, I make it safe to celebrate my wholeness, being on purpose, open to divine guidance, ready to receive my highest good with grace and ease. Today, I make it safe to celebrate my wholeness, being on purpose, open to divine guidance, ready to receive my highest good with grace and ease. Sit with the wholeness and relaxation you're feeling right now and bring your awareness back to present time, honoring the wisdom and truth to live an empowered life, connecting to your wholeness. Give yourself permission to be unapologetic and empowered as you celebrate your wholeness, being on purpose to divine guidance, receiving your highest good with grace and ease. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetically blessed week and celebrate your wholeness. and be on purpose.
Thank you, Saharah. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have you back. And you and I were talking off the microphone over the weekend. One of the things you were talking about is how all of this Aries energy, you spoke before you left about the stellium in Aries, how we have all these planets lined up in Aries, and that this is, in some ways, a greater new beginning, like in a more general sense for everybody, not just for people who are Aries or not just for people who are having, some kind of numerological or astrological beginning in their personal chart, but for us as a society.
Right. We have like several major shifts that's happening as we step out of Aries season and move into Taurus season. But one of the major dynamics that is unfolding is on April 25th, we have the planet Uranus, the planet of sudden and unexpected changes, moving into Gemini until May 2033. And this transit is going to drastically reshape how we think, how we perceive the world, and it's opening the way to overhaul travel, transportation, education, social reorganization, and there's an intelligent revolution. Lots of rebellion creating sudden and unexpected changes around social organizations, media shifts, and intellectual platforms. Now, the last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1861 to 1865, which yielded the Civil War. And then in 1941 to 1945, we had World War II. The United States astrological chart. Hey,
okay, just a couple of small moments in our history.
Yeah, and this is the thing is that, and especially I had this epiphany when I was away in another country. The dynamic is that we live on this planet. There is a divine order that is always unfolding. There are celestial influences that navigate all things that exist on this planet. We get caught up in the illusions that are in front of us, this tangible material or deceptive dynamics of which we define ourselves. But there is a greater power that is always working. And so as we step into the celestial return of Uranus and Gemini, as we talked about in 1861 and 1945, and knowing that the United States of America has Uranus and Gemini in the sixth house, which is about health and service, and it's yielding the possibility of change of how we do our jobs, how we care for our bodies, and it brings a lot of upheaval around labor unions, workplace revolution, and supporting the masses. And the thing is, the biggest thing is that we have to hold the gift of understanding collective consciousness, and that we are in charge of major changes as we move towards personal empowerment. We have to wake up and allow ourselves to step away from the technology that has ripped us of our true wisdom within. I say put the phone down, take a walk, pray, meditate, connect to the wisdom of the world behind your eyes, and stop allowing the illusions in front of your eyes to blind you to the celestial influences that are giving us keys to live our best life, and to not allow ourselves to buy into the rhetoric that is being placed in front of us to mismanage our emotions, to hate somebody who is ignorant, and to blaspheme these people who don't know any better about who we are as a people, who we are as human beings on this planet, having as spiritual beings, having a human experience to live. We come here to evolve. We come here to transmute energy. We come here to work off karmic patterns of which brings evolution and soul evolving. And so for us to waste our time, to use our life breath, to complain about an ignorant person who has no connection to wholeness and a false illusion of power, not knowing that the heavens hold the key to all things.
Yep.
And we can build a building, we could buy a car, we can do all these things, but the universe has a divine order, and it's time for us to allow ourselves to connect with that.
Yes.
And with Uranus and Gemini, Uranus Uranus is sudden and unexpected changes. Gemini rules the superconscious mind. It is the sign in the energetic frequency that allows us to think. And Uranus is saying, think outside the box. And so in thinking outside the box, all the illusions that are put in front of us of like no money, no this, no that, it is about how we give ourselves permission to be sustained by the truth and wisdom of the wholeness that exists within all of us. So this is a time to pray, to trust, and to know, and to believe, because there is going to be a huge shift in how jobs are created. There's going to be a huge shift in how we do our money. But the reality is, if we remember that we are a walking corporation and that we have tools to sustain ourselves and each other, just like in the old days when our great ancestors survived, they didn't go to the bank. They were the bank.
Yeah.
They didn't go to the supermarket. They grew it in their backyard, but they created a community, a collective consciousness, and we served each other, and we helped each other, and we empowered each other, and we were a community. And so it's real important for us to lose this me, I'm more important than this person or that person, but to understand that we are our brother's, sister's keeper.
Yes, exactly.
And what are we teaching our children going forward? And we have lost our children to the cell phone and the technology and the illusions of what imagery is.
Yeah. Well, a couple things, Sahara. Molly Bell says, welcome back, Sister Saharah Ali. New beginnings. We're ready. Missed just your voice. DJ Black 909 says, I feel at peace now. Glad to have you back, Auntie Saharah.
Oh, I'm so grateful.
Calvin Haynes says, mismanaged emotions are so problematic. 100% sends the black heart to you. And I want to just, of course, as per usual, I'm a little bit behind the clock here, but I want to just underline something you said, because I think sometimes you say things so gracefully that we can we can sort of skip over it. I feel like you're underlining another version of Trump derangement syndrome, or what I like to say, he who shall not be named syndrome, which is that we can get caught up with worry, fear, even hate by tracking every single thing that this current government is doing, in lose sight, just like we can get caught up down a rabbit hole with our phones and our technology and lose sight of our own power, our own friends, our own gardens, our own relationship to the earth, and that's not healthy. Like, we are getting too overly consumed and spending too much of our spiritual capital worrying and hating and reacting to what's going on in Washington.
Exactly. Energy follows thought. As we think, so shall it be. Think about what we want, not what we don't want. Our words are prayers, good, bad, or indifferent. You can bless somebody or you can curse somebody. So what are you willing to do? And as you bless somebody, you bless yourself. As you curse somebody, you curse yourself. Think about the conversations that you have about things you have no control over. Things we have no control over, let it be. Who knows? It's a karmic process that needs to take place, but it's important for us to pick up our power, know who we are, and send light in our lives, send light in our community, and stand for something bigger than the illusions that are put in front of us that is disempowering us.
Well said. Saharah Ali, speaking of things we can do that are not that, when is the next sound bath?
I have a sound bath at Yoga House, I believe, on the 20th of the 20th this month. Oh, no, actually, it's
Tonight?
Saturday. It's Saturday.
It's not
Saturday.
the 20th. Okay, I was about to say, you got a sound bath on weed day? Okay, no.
No,
the 25th?
No. I have a sound bath on Saturday. Saturday, I'm at Yoga House with a sound bath. And this is a real dynamic time to recalibrate yourself as Uranus is moving, because Uranus brings sudden and unexpected changes. And so you want to be jacked in and aligned and in your own frequency, which a sound bath brings you as you navigate forward in this whole change of the celestial wisdom that is impacting everything around us. This is a huge one. We will all feel the effect of it.
So you got to get there at 5:45. Class starts at 6. If you get there late, you won't get in. And you can keep track of what Saharah Ali is up to at SaharahAli.com. It's Saharah with an H, SaharahAli.com. You can also make an appointment for a sound bath, a private sound healing session, some counseling, life coaching, or a reading by calling Elise, Saharah's assistant, 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. Saharah Ali, thank you so much and welcome home.
Thank you, KBLA family. Love you all. Have a blissful week.
Absolutely, we shall. Phone lines are open. KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
Prince and the Revolution.
10 years ago, the world lost a genius.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Prince trusted few people. Tavis Smiley was one of them.
Good evening from Los Angeles. I'm Tavis Smiley. Tonight, a rare conversation with one of music's biggest superstars, Prince.
Prince opened up to Tavis in ways he rarely did with anyone else. Honest, unfiltered, and unforgettable. On Tuesday, April 21st, as we mark the 10th anniversary of his transition, experience 3 uninterrupted hours of Prince in his own words.
When people criticize my work and attack my personality, it doesn't help me. I can't do anything with it.
Don't just remember Prince, hear him.
We live in a place now that feels just about like a plantation. We're all indentured servants.
Tavis Smiley, Tuesday, April 21st, only on Tavis Smiley.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580, with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. Until now, Dr. Pakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Jashana Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Great to have Saharah Ali back. And, we can see the signals if you listen to the news and read the news. I read more than I listen because I don't want to hear the guy in the White House, I don't like his voice. I'd rather read it in a newspaper, which is really on a website, pretty much what I do. But anyway, you can see the signs of what Saharah Ali was talking about starting to manifest, changing how we do money, the advent of BRICS, the fact that the U.S. petrodollar may no longer be the dominant world currency, which is one of the reasons why we're having a whole fit and trying to steal everybody's oil, that we're starting to see the rise of AI, not as a god or as a demon, which is, how many people look at it as good or evil. It's just technology. The good or evil comes from the way we use it. But the influence of AI is already changing the way we do jobs. And we can imagine, she's talking about this Gemini and Uranus transit, which is, I think she said April 24th, so in 4 days. And last time the last time we had it was World War II. The time before that, Civil War. So we're talking war, revolution, but we're also talking very big shifts in the way we do our daily lives, right? The way we do our daily lives. If you look to World War II, women entered the workforce in numbers never seen before because they were needed since the men were at war. And then when the men came back, the women did not leave the workforce. That was a permanent shift in the way we did our day-to-day lives and the way we did work. The way we did money. People came back from the war and they got subsidies to get houses. And we saw massive shifts in the rising of a middle class in this country, which of course we see currently shrinking with the growth of this billionaire class and the huge income inequality, where the top 0.001%, not 1% like Occupy used to say, but the 0.001% of wealth in this country has taken 70% of the gains, the economic gains that we've seen in the past decade. And while the bottom 50% gets merely a 1% of that gain. So we're talking about where we are now. Shifts are inevitable because such inequality is not sustainable. So when you look at it through an astrological transit aspect, and we start to see the fact that BRICS is trying to threaten the hegemony, excuse me, I can say the word, of the U.S. dollar and the U.S. Influence, at the same time that he who shall not be named is turning us into real-life pirates. Right? Like actually literally stealing people's tankers full of oil and kidnapping their presidents. And so thus, and removing the aid, regardless of what strings that aid used to come with, removing the aid, which did create something called soft power. Well, we're grateful to you for saving generations of people by providing AIDS and HIV medication. That is a perfect storm. And AI is another perfect storm, where we are looking at the maximization of corporate profits, and they're trying to see how AI can play a role in that. So clearly what she is predicting in terms of this astrological shift is being foreshadowed by what we see right now in the news, a profound shift in the way we do work, a profound shift in the way we do money, and possibly another revolution, whether it's an actual revolutionary war or a revolution of the mind, a revolution of the society. They're all in motion. All right, perfect time to call me. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. FBI Director Kash Patel says he's suing The Atlantic over a report alleging concerns about his behavior and alcohol use.
We are not going to take this laying down. You want to attack my character? Come at me. Bring it on. I'll see you in court.
Speaking on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures, Patel called the reporting fake news. Friends say the man accused of burning down a massive California warehouse had grown increasingly agitated about politics. Prosecutors say Shamil Abdul Karim filmed the fire, ranted about capitalist greed, and now faces state and federal charges. The 29-year-old says he didn't make a livable wage. And former Vice President Kamala Harris criticized President Trump this weekend, saying his war with Iran has weakened America. Speaking in Chicago, she also urged Democrats to focus on affordable child care, health care, and housing ahead of November. Get BIN News now, on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Houston Rockets are 4.5-point favorites to beat the Lakers Tuesday night in Game 2 of their first-round playoff series, despite losing Game 1 and despite the uncertainty of Kevin Durant's availability. Durant sat out Game 1 with a sore knee. He's listed as a game-time decision for Game 2 at Crypto.com. With Durant not being completely healthy and Game 2 here in L.A., it's hard to understand what the odds makers in Vegas are thinking. These odds will certainly change a lot if the Lakers go up 2-0 in the best of 7. Lakers legend Michael Cooper was a guest on Out of Bounds Friday night here on KBLA with me and my co-host Neil Scarborough. Cooper is the new head men's basketball coach at Cal State LA. The NBA Hall of Famer said he would like to recruit more student athletes from urban high schools in the LA area, like Dorsey, Crenshaw, Fairfax, Hamilton, and others. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Prince and the Revolution!
10 years ago, the world lost a genius.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Prince trusted few people. Tavis Smiley was one of them.
Good evening from Los Angeles. I'm Tavis Smiley. Tonight, a rare conversation with one of music's biggest superstars, Prince.
Prince opened up to Tavis in ways he rarely did with anyone else. Honest, unfiltered, and unforgettable. On Tuesday, April 21st, as we mark the 10th anniversary of his transition, experience 3 uninterrupted hours of Prince in his own words.
When people criticize my work and attack my personality, it doesn't help me. I can't do anything with it.
Don't just remember Prince, hear him.
We live in a place now that feels just about like a plantation. We're all indentured servants.
Tavis Smiley, Tuesday, April 21st, only on Tavis Smiley.
The joint will be jumping. Ebony Repertory Theater, in association with Big Street Films, brings you one of the most beloved musicals of all time. Tony Award winner, Ain't Misbehavin'. The soulful, swinging celebration of the music of Fats Waller. From the rollicking to the romantic, this show is pure magic, full of the songs that defined an era and the voices that'll make you forget everything else for a night. foot-stomping, heart-stirring, unforgettable. Don't miss Ain't Misbehavin' at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center, starring Lettucey, directed by Ren T. Brown. This is the night out you've been waiting for. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Grab yours now at ebonyrep.org or call the box office today at 323-964-9766. Ebony Repertory Theater, bringing the culture, keeping the legacy alive.
Ain't Misbehavin' runs May 21st through June 8th at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
We do, and it does. And it is 420. I usually have some kind of cannabis guest on this day of the year, but today it just didn't happen. There's so much stuff I'm tracking, and looking forward to our Messy Monday with comedian Louis Dix next hour. We're going to talk about relationships and their messy aspects. So maybe we'll get into the cannabis mess of relationships. I don't know. Do you celebrate 420 specifically, Miles?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's a holiday, yeah.
It's a holiday, but you're
Look,
here at
I'm
work
just-
at 6 a.m.
Like you, Dominique, I look for reasons to be festive and joyous. So, yes, I appreciate a good holiday every now and then. So, yeah, 420.
I do absolutely have that philosophy. Let's be festive. You know what I mean? Even if you don't smoke, you can or ingest edibles, you can go and enjoy someone else's experience.
Go hop in a small bathroom and, turn the shower on and be in the room while somebody's enjoying 420. That works, too.
Or whatever it is. Same with Easter. I don't do a lot of church and I don't do a lot of chocolate. But
We'll take the baby chocolate, though.
Oh, no, you will.
Yeah.
But that's, if there's one day I definitely would go to church, it would be Easter.
Okay.
And I don't begrudge you your chocolate.
Right.
It's just like 4th of July. I'm kind of on the Frederick Douglass page. What to a Negro is the 4th of July? But then again, I'm going to make it my own family cookout. I believe last year we were in Africa for our 4th of July.
We were, yes.
Yes, we were. And so that gave it a different kind of, it hit different, as they say, because we were not in the United States. We were looking at the crazy He Who Shall Not Be Named from afar.
And that was very briefly. We just glanced at him real quick and got right back to, kicking it with the Ghanaian people at that time.
Right. Yeah.
It was National Ghana Day the day after, right? The 5th.
Yeah. It was their celebration. Yeah. It was a lot going on. But I agree, Miles. There's too much, as Bob Marley said, so much trouble in the world. We might as well celebrate. And that was one of the things that made me fall in love with Zanzibar. Every holiday is a national holiday. They have 1% Hindu people in Zanzibar. But yet the Hindu holidays are national holidays. Everybody has a day off. Everybody celebrates. The Jewish holidays, the Hindu, the Christian, whatever holidays they have, they celebrate them all and they celebrate them together.
I don't think they'd be celebrating a 420 in Zanzibar, though. They were a little strict for that.
No, they're not going to celebrate that. Not at all.
That Spice Farm, though, they might be celebrating, but not like in the...
That would be a low-key, local against the law type celebration.
On the beach, maybe, but, not in Stone Town.
But you must admit, it's one of the most beautiful places you've ever been.
Oh, it's top of the list right now for me so far, yeah.
I mean, I feel bad. I reached out to some people in Zanzibar trying to get some comment on the Ashley Janae story.
Oh, yeah.
And still working on it. Haven't had any luck. And I think the reason is because people are afraid that we will equivocate Zanzibar with murder or corruption or, and the fact is it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I wouldn't want to do anything that would disparage Zanzibar. I do think that it's possible that the guy, the killer, he's a millionaire. Well, I said the killer, alleged killer. The boyfriend, the fiance, he's not been charged in any way. That was just me having a slip of how I'm thinking of it. The alleged killer, the alleged fiance, whatever the guy, he's a millionaire. So if he or someone else wanted someone to think it was suicide, he could easily have slipped somebody some money in the hotel, a hotel worker or, a journalist or another influencer or even a cop, and that could have made that initial report go that way. because right now, from what I understand, police are investigating. They've questioned the fiancé, not as a suspect, but as a witness. And they are not letting this go until they get some answers. So anyway, I digress. Definitely wanted to say one of the most beautiful places, one of my favorite places in the whole world is Zanzibar.
Yeah, and I noticed that too, how they were pretty. Cause we were doing the media, we were doing interviews with people, and I seen how people were kind of guarded on, the pictures you take, what people say over there, because they don't want to, ruin their brand of being, the tourist destination that they are. So I understand them trying to be a little, on the fence about speaking with you about that situation and trying to, keep it probably close to the chest as can be.
Well, Beverly Hills does the same thing.
Right.
I mean, you find out, you hear all about like body bags in South Central, but in Beverly Hills, you would think there was never a murder, that you would think the Menendez brothers were the only ones. It's because they guard their brand.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what municipalities that have the means to do so do. But I do think it's probably especially fraught in Africa, because we tend to stereotype Africa. And Zanzibar, much to my dismay, but also my delight, is getting discovered now by the world's elite and the celebrities. And so they're building these big luxury hotels, and they probably don't want to ruin their growing tourist industry.
Right, but I'm sure they still do want to expand, though. I'm sure they're not doing all this just to put a cap on what their tourist industry and life is going to be like.
No, they're not, and I hope y'all don't go and ruin it. That's all I hope, because it's so beautiful and the people are so nice, and the beach sand is so white and the water is so blue.
That's why you just said about maybe, it'd be because he's a millionaire, maybe he has the resources to, mucky the water a little bit. I didn't get that vibe from Zanzibar. Of all the places we've been in Africa, the place where I got the least amount of possible, like,
shady vibes.
A little corruption, this probably would not be in the Zanzibar.
No, Zanzibar was very straight ahead. And they're Muslims there.
Very devout, exactly.
Very devout. You wake up in the morning, you hear the prayer coming over the speaker across the whole town.
And also, too, because they are a real tourist destination, and that's kind of their, especially in that area, like that's their main, a GDP, I guess, or is that the term for it?
Gross domestic product.
Yeah, like their main attraction is the fact that they are a tourist destination.
I think their GDP is more minerals, but and spices, but it's growing now. Tourism is probably how they see the future.
Right, and I feel like because of that, I got a very high level of customer service, energy from them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a lot of like vindictive, trying to get over on you type of customer service. It was very genuine feeling customer service, all things considered. And it wasn't perfect, of course not, but yeah, you felt as if like you were important to them as tourists there for sure.
Yep, you felt important, and even though they're not, they to me they don't do too much because they still take their time. They still take they're not going to, mister, they're not like that. But they're going to get to you, and they're going to get to you with grace and love. And
at the speed of their Wi-Fi, they'll get to you.
Exactly. And unapologetic about it. Industry, what Cav is asking, I think the tourist industry is what we were referring to. They also have minerals, they have oil, they have spices. Yep. And so traditionally that's been their industry, but I believe that the tourist industry is growing. Well, I know it is because they're putting up those luxury hotels. Rumor has it Beyonce was there. It's in Arpegolo, so there's a series of islands around Zanzibar, so you could go to the main island, and then there's these little smaller semi-private islands that you can go to where TMZ will never find you. So I can see why it's very appealing to tourists and celebs, aside from the fact that it's beautiful and the people are beautiful and black and nice and the food is delicious. But I still want to know what happened to Ashley. All right, let's go to Carl calling us from LA. Hi, Carl.
Hey, Dominic. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, your next guest, when he comes on the show, could you ask him is it respectful to allow your wife to go to a male strip club, a private strip club with her girlfriends?
Okay, what do
could
you
ask me
say?
that?
I will, but what do you say?
I don't know. I haven't gotten an answer yet, but I don't think I would let my wife go. But maybe he could come up and make some sense out of it.
Okay, I'll
Hey,
ask
but look,
him.
yeah, please do. Yeah. Hey, look, hey, you know, we got all these traffic signals, lights, cameras coming up in May, and they say it's not going to be a warning ticket no more, and each ticket is $1,000. What's going on with City Hall down here in Los Angeles that they want to give out $1,000 traffic tickets with no traffic cop around, just by camera, and you get 3 of those in a month. That's $3,000.
Look, you know what's going on with City Hall. I don't even know why you gonna ask me that question. We brokey broke. We brokey broke brokies. We spend way too much money on cops. Way too much money on cops. The LA Police Association, the cartel that calls itself a union, basically holds our elected officials hostage. And they pretty much give in to anything that they ask. Meanwhile, starving out mental health, starving out housing, not just for the homeless, but for the low-income folks, starving out youth programs. Did you know that the Civil Rights Department had their budget cut by 25% last year? These are all the things we do so we can give more and more and more and more and more and more money to police.
Yeah, I guess that's why
And
the
so-
Urban League didn't. I guess that's why the Urban League didn't get any money from the mayor, because they said they gave them just awards and a pat on the back. And
Well,
thank
look, the Urban League needs to go find their money. I mean, I'm not even mad at the mayor for that, because to me, the Urban League, I'm not saying that CBOs shouldn't be funded by the city, but one of the Urban League specialties is money, helping you make it, helping us make it. And in a tough budget season, then yes, sometimes nonprofits do have to find other sources. I love the Urban League. I'm not speaking out against them, but I'm just not going to cry if they're not in the budget. For me, the youth programs are more important as far as city budget, because they're not going to get funded elsewhere. Housing
well,
and
I would have came
homelessness.
over to Molina's. I would have came over there on Crenshaw and Slauson, but I mean Crenshaw and Vernon the other day when you guys was having your budget, but I didn't know if I was welcome or not.
Why
Thanks,
wouldn't
Dominique
you
and
be?
Joy.
Why wouldn't you be welcome, Carl? That
Well,
makes no sense.
Okay, well maybe next time I'll make an appearance.
Absolutely, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
You're always welcome. All were welcome, and we had people from all walks of life. Yeah, I mean, $1,000. I haven't seen that. I can't verify that what Carl is saying is correct. I do know that those cameras are up all over from what I saw, and it was just a quick glance. It seems like they're concentrated more in areas where we are, but that might be just my, overview. I didn't do a deep analysis. The controller, Kenneth Mejia, has done a map so you can see where they are if you want to slow down. I think it's if you're more than 10 miles over the speed limit, 10 miles per hour. And yeah, we used to be able to contest those, but apparently now they have figured out how to make them stick and somehow make them constitutional. And so it's about to get real ugly if you're driving over the speed limit in LA for you, your wallet, and your future driving privileges. And I actually do get. I mean, aside from the fact that we're broke and we need money, there's the fact that these streets are dangerous and pedestrians are getting killed at a very high rate in Los Angeles. So we do need to slow the heck down. All right. Not too late to call me, 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DePrima, and you know where you're at, KBLA, Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Imagine every pregnant person in LA County having the support they deserve. A doula on every block. Doulas provide emotional, physical, and informational support during pregnancy, through labor, and beyond. Medi-Cal now covers doula care. That means you can get the support you need or train to support families in your community. The LA County Medi-Cal Doula Hub is here to help. Learn more and get started today at ladoulahub.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Find a righteous range and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
We are, and I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so looking forward to our Messy Monday conversation with the great comedian Louis Dix, who will be live in the studio. So the president says that the United States hit and also stole an Iranian cargo ship in the Gulf of Oman, and that has got the markets nervous. But not only that, how are you? Explain to me how you're negotiating a peace treaty while firing on somebody's ship and stealing their cargo. He says they claim that the ship was violating U.S. blockades, the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports, and the president says the U.S. Marines, quote, now have custody of the vessel. Good luck with that peace talk. I do think that we are, as I said earlier today, we are now the pirates. We are officially a pirate nation, having stolen ships from Venezuela and now Iran, not to mention bombing people who are probably just fishermen and claiming that they're drug dealers throughout the Caribbean. Really sad story out of Louisiana. A dad, allegedly fatally shot 7 of his own children. He shot 8 kids altogether. 7 were his own. This was Sunday morning, and his attack went across 2 different homes in the Shreveport area. The gunman's wife who was the mom of those kids, was shot, is in critical condition, and another woman was also wounded. The gunman, Shar Elkins, died after a police chase when officers fired on him. And so far we don't know what set that off, but authorities are saying it was a domestic incident, the deadliest in the past couple of years here in the United States. Just a terrible, terrible, sad situation. I never know what to say about these mass shootings. Many times I don't even report because I don't want to end up saying thoughts and prayers. But I do feel like we have a gun issue, a violence issue, even more than a gun issue, a violence issue in the mentality of teaching violence as a solution. And we clearly have a mental health crisis that is peaking in this country, with the folks trying to keep up with wage slavery and the systems that we have created here, and with people who have dropped out of those systems or been pushed out and are living on the street. Let's go to Ira, calling us from LA. Good morning, Ira.
Yeah, protect black women. Dominique, I just wanted to let you know something about us guys and in that Eazy-E situation. Sometimes men just like to have pretty things around. Now, I'm not saying that I've never seen you before. I know what you look like. But maybe they just like having young women around them. It makes them feel good. It's an ego boost.
I'm aware of the concept of arm candy and eye candy. And, I'm not going to say that I'm an ugly girl. I'm sure that, that I've been eye candy and arm candy for the best of them. But what I'm talking about when it comes to Eazy-E is not just that he probably thought I was pretty. I'm pretty sure he told me that more than once. But I'm not. But our relationship went beyond that. I mean, we never dated, but we hung out, and he helped me with my work. He would sit in my office and help me book guests for my show. He recorded an open for my show, a show open that I played for years on street signs. He would advise me on business. He would ask my opinion on music, on campaigns. We did work together inside the juvenile halls. We did a broadcast from Los Padrinos where he ended up donating a bunch of money to help those children inside that carceral system. So that goes just beyond me being cute or him being cute or why men like to have women around. If it's just about having a cute chick around, you don't involve her in all your business like that. You don't take her advice on things. You don't give her advice on things. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, no, come on. Sure, but it's not like you have power of attorney over his affairs or anything. He just had you around on a couple of things. Maybe he helped you out here and there.
Why would I have power of attorney over his affairs? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not a member of his family. I'm just talking about our relationship in business. And the fact that you seek to minimize our creative collaboration and our community activist collaboration says more about you than it does about me, Ira.
Partly, I knew the man, and that wasn't his intent. I understood
you knew
what he
him
was
how?
up to. I knew he lived near my cousin. I would go to the home. I would talk with him from time to time. He wasn't a good friend or
you hung
anything.
out with him?
Sure, I've been with him a couple of times years ago. This was back in the 70s.
In the 70s?
Yeah.
Eazy-E would have been a little kid in the 70s, or so you hung out with a little kid.
I'm only in my 60s.
So so you saying when you were little kids you hung out and you played trucks together?
Yeah.
I got it.
I don't know what we did, but we were young
doesn't
guys
sound
at
true,
the time.
but okay. Sorry, my BS-ometer is going off right now, but okay. All right, Ira. Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate the call. Have a lovely day. See, but that right there is exactly why I started off the show on a rant. Because people like Ira find it easy to just cavalierly erase my contribution, even though they don't know what it was. That's deep, right? Why is it so easy or so tempting to erase the contribution of black women in spaces? And it's not just black men, it's society in general, and also black women do it to each other. And I'm not here for it. Sorry, y'all. You're not erasing me. All right. Messy Monday. Woohoo. It's already feeling messy. Louis Dix is on deck. Say that 5 times fast. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. FBI Director Kash Patel says he's suing The Atlantic over a report alleging concerns about his behavior and alcohol use.
We are not going to take this laying down. You want to attack my character? Come at me. Bring it on. I'll see you in court.
Speaking on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures, Patel called the reporting fake news. Friends say the man accused of burning down a massive California warehouse had grown increasingly agitated about politics. Prosecutors say Shamil Abdul Karim filmed the fire, ranted about capitalist greed, and now faces state and federal charges. The 29-year-old says he didn't make a livable wage. And former Vice President Kamala Harris criticized President Trump this weekend, saying his war with Iran has weakened America. Speaking in Chicago, she also urged Democrats to focus on affordable child care, health care, and housing ahead of November. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Houston Rockets are 4.5-point favorites to beat the Lakers Tuesday night in Game 2 of their first-round playoff series, despite losing Game 1 and despite the uncertainty of Kevin Durant's availability. Durant sat out Game 1 with a sore knee. He's listed as a game-time decision for Game 2 at Crypto.com. With Durant not being completely healthy and Game 2 here in L.A., it's hard to understand what the odds makers in Vegas are thinking. These odds will certainly change a lot if the Lakers go up 2-0 in the best of 7. Lakers legend Michael Cooper was a guest on Out of Bounds Friday night here on KBLA with me and my co-host Neil Scarborough. Cooper is the new head men's basketball coach at Cal State LA. The NBA Hall of Famer said he would like to recruit more student athletes from urban high schools in the LA area, like Dorsey, Crenshaw, Fairfax, Hamilton, and others. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580, your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com.